Well, this is all very different. Hello there, it's me again. Yes, this is, I suppose, technically Tim's Southwest Coast Path Week 7 Part 2, I think. And it is Monday the 2nd of August, it's about 10 o'clock. And I'm here again, only this time it's much nicer. This is my catch-up day. The last time I was sat in that bus shelter there, feeling very sorry for myself, to the point that I quit and went home in the end. Which was just as well, because most of the way home on the train I was shivering uncontrollably. I'm trying to move a bit more slowly with the camera this time. I've been told that it causes seasickness, most of my camera work, so thanks for sticking with it. I'll try and hold it steady while I chat a bit more. So this is Sidmouth. This is basically where I got to. It's one day short of my intended destination, Seaton, which is around the end of that headland over there. Oh, there I go, waving around again. There's people doing sea shanties in my bus shelter. That's not my bus shelter. I mean, I was the only one on the beach that time, but much busier now. And I just slowly pan across. You can see people with sort of like boutique little stalls all along the front there. Lovely. So yes, got to catch up today. I've got to do about 10 miles. I'm going to make a start. Talk to you some more when there's less people about. There we go. Bit of peace and quiet. God, I've only been going for half an hour already. I'm sick of people. Quite busy. And again, it is the first week in August. I've taken the week off anyway. So I'm here doing my thing, catching up. Oh yeah, not supposed to be doing that fast pan stuff, am I? Hold on just a minute, it's coming around again. Okay, I'll just park there for a bit now. So last time it was all really raining and horrible, about 3 days in a row, all along here. And I'd gotten to the point where no way to dry any of my stuff. I mean, as long as I kept moving, I was keeping warm, but since I stopped, there was enough of a wind to make it quite unpleasant and chilly. And yeah, uncontrollable shivers on the way home on the train. I mean, you know, the answer to should I risk hypothermia is always no. So yes, I ended up jacking it in a day early here at Sidmouth, when in fact I should be about another 10 miles that way. So that's the plan for today. Where's my maps? Let's do the map thing. So here we go, 2 maps today, ridiculously enough. So here we are. So that's Sidmouth, site of World Heritage something or other. Focus. So we're going right to Branscombe, off the end, and then on to the next one, which just comes around the end onto the village of Beer, and then to Seaton, where I have parked my car. I've abandoned my car again. A bit like the old South Downs Way endeavour you may have seen elsewhere. Well, the thing is, see, this part of the country now is near enough that I can actually drive here and park up and do buses and then drive home again. So it means I don't have to worry about trains, which was quite a challenge last time. Oh dear, I think I might have auto-locked the exposure. Oh, God knows what's done to this camera. Oh, anyway, if I don't move around too much, it should be fine. Yeah. So, the plan is drive to Seaton, park the car in the long stay car park there, and I definitely locked the car this time. I made a big old ritual of it and everything. Yeah, I, had to, do it a couple of times as well just to make sure, and then waggle the handle a bit as well after that whole debacle on the South Downs. Ruined that day for me, it ruined it. So, definitely the car is locked. Definitely the car is in the long stay car park at Seaton, which is 10 miles that way. It should take me about 5 hours. See, I've been putting off this day because I kept looking for a perfectly sunny day, a perfectly sunny Sunday specifically. And I think since that was the end of May, it's the beginning of August now, I think there's only been one sunny Sunday in this part of the world, between here and then, and that was the weekend when it got a heat wave that drove it up to about 31 degrees. So kind of glad I didn't actually try it that weekend, because I probably would have died on here somewhere. I've still got 2 litres of water with me today. Here's a change. Little bag, weighs about 5 kilograms, 4 kilos probably. 2 of that's water. Yeah, I thought about bringing the full kit and caboodle, tent and sleeping bag and everything, even though I've got absolutely no intention of camping tonight, just for continuity's sake. But I thought, no, that would just be stupid, really. Why bother? I mean, the challenge is not to carry that rucksack all around the Southwest Coast Path, it's to carry my own carcass, and as long as I'm doing the walking, I think my rules are satisfied. So, oh, I'm panning around like a crazy person again. It's a habit. I'm basically pointing this camera pretty much in the direction I'm actually looking, and I look around a lot, so furtively, generally. Yeah, so the plan today, I've gotten a bus from, have quite a long boring drive from Basingstoke to Seaton. Parked the car there, A303 most of the way. It was raining and drizzly over Stonehenge, and with the old Salisbury Plain there, so this is quite a surprise. Well, it's not a surprise because I checked the weather. I checked 2 different weather forecasts today. Met Office say there's a 30% chance of light showers around 6 o'clock, whereas the BBC weather say it's going to be raining constantly from about 2 PM onwards, so we'll see who's right. BBC and the Met Office parted ways some years ago, and the BBC get their weather from some shonky third party now, so we'll see. But I don't know. I don't mind, actually. Yeah, obviously rain stopped play quite comprehensively last time, but this time I don't mind if I get rained on. I've got my anorak and I've got my waterproof trousers in the bag. But even if I get really sort of absolutely dumped on for like 2 hours at the end of the day, I just get in a dry car, put the heater on full blast, drive home, and go in my dry house. So the problem wasn't really that I was getting rained on. The problem was that I was then having to sleep in a wet tent in wet clothes, and with no prospect of drying anything out, and then putting all that wet stuff on again in the morning. So that, which is not going to happen today, whatever the weather does. But it's all right at the moment. That's good. Yeah, I got a bus from Seaton to Sidmouth, which was one of these little dinky regional minibus coach things that was slightly too wide for all the roads. It was literally rubbing both hedges on either side pretty much all the way here, and still doing a fair old wallop as well. As a driver, a combination of foolhardiness and just sheer bravado, I think, which was brilliant. I enjoyed it immensely. It was like a roller coaster in places, quite steep. But anyway, it looks like I'm about to be bothered by a family, so I'm going to park up and park the phone up and get moving. I've got to crack on. Not a strenuous day today. I don't have to meet any particular deadlines. I don't have to meet any particular. I mean, the long stay car park closes the barrier on the entrance at night, but leaves the exit open apparently. So, but I don't really anticipate being out here till dark, because that's about 9 o'clock at night. I think it should take me about 5 hours, I think. But today, much more than most normal days on this trail, I can absolutely take my time. So you know what I'm going to do? Totally not. This is what I do. Anyway, more later. First big hill of the day. Walk up through those woods. See a bit of a view over there. I found a bench. First bench of the dead of the day. JH and GH. I like it. Enigmatic, yet undemanding. Oh, as ever, my legs are fine. It's the breathing and the heart rate a bit. So yeah, which is unsurprising really. I've done nothing hiking or exercise wise since the end of May. I get to the end of one of those big weeks and think, yeah, I can relax now, and then that sort of goes on a bit. It's only about 6 weeks till the September week coming up, the proper last big push to the finish, 7-day 100-mile. So I think this probably represents the beginning of my warming up programme. Let's walk for a bit. Yeah, so I think every Sunday between now and here, which is basically 6 of them, need to get out and do a 10-miler. Maybe start the Capture 5K again. Oh, I remember that caravan park. They didn't let me into the pub. It was all out in the beer garden and it was raining. Quite dismal. Nothing was open. I even asked about pitching a tent there. I was that close to giving up. And then there was that bloody great hill. Yeah, memories. nice today. Another bench there. W, A, C, S and MHS. Obviously they're into initials here, rather than great big dreary plaques about so and so died as they lived on fire. I don't know. Oh, is that an information thing? So look. Oh yeah, this is yellow. Hard to see with the reflecty light, but this is basically sight lines to various landmarks, most of which are blocked by that gorse bush. Oh well. Yeah, I need to be fitter than this definitely by September. Alright, let's crack on. Just about recovered. Trying to be a bit careful with the edge on this particular leg, more so than usual. So we've had basically a really weird summer where it's been raining substantially through a significant part of pretty much every week. And that tends to loosen this red stuff up a bit, and then it just all drops away in a big chunk. Hopefully not when I'm walking on it, but you never know. That's Beer Head in the distance there. That's 5 miles away apparently, according to the big black thing. I need to be there and round some more today. So that's some idea of what's going on today anyway. Yeah. Just suntan lotioned up. The silent killer or something. Actually, I shouldn't point that directly at the sun. Not good for you. Yeah. It's quite busy. Got a rare gap when there's no one around, but look, you can just see a small family toiling up yonder slope. Well, maybe they're a normal sized family and it's further away than I think. Anyway, that's probably where I go next. Diagonally up that hill and then probably up through those trees. Zigzaggy steps and whatnot, more puffing and wheezing. I'm gonna sit and chill for a bit though. Something I don't normally do so much of on these trips. Just sit and chill. I'm either rushing to meet a deadline or I'm pushing to try and condense 3 days into 6 or whatever. I mean, I'm sat here and I think I conservatively estimate around 7 or 8 miles to do. And I've got, what time is it now? I drag the thing down. It's 11:30 now, and I've got until sunset, which is 9 o'clock in the evening. So I could probably do, I'd have to be doing less than 1 mile an hour. Yeah, so I think I'm justified and take some stops, although, you've got to keep an eye on the weather. I completely forgot to learn the cloud names and shapes and shapes and stuff. And anyway, I'm not sure that really helps. Just because you know what the current clouds are called, the clever thing is knowing what clouds turn into. And I think it's more about the isobars and the sort of stripy, pointy triangles and the little curve shapes on the isobars. But anyway, I think, okay, let's try some of it then. So the stuff right down low, those are cumulus, stratonimbus, I think. Or is that not tall enough for a stratonimbus? It goes strato, alto, cryo, yeah, there you go, see. No, I'm a big fraud. More homework to do. Anyway, I think this lot will be alright for the moment. It reminded me of the stuff for the early week last time, and that was alright for the early half of the week, apart from the occasional sudden freak storm. Stop worrying about it, Tim. It's all right. You're having a nice time. It's just a day trip. It's not going to hurt you. You're going to die. Really are in the land time forgot around here. This is East Devon. And the other side of Seaton is another day stage, and you end up in Lyme Regis, and that's the border to Dorset. See, I've done my geography homework, if I haven't done my meteorology homework. And it's just, I mean, on the bus from Seaton to Sidmouth, it's all in the back country out that sort of way, and it's all just like, these great deep wooded dell valleys with like tiny little farmhouses and things. I mean, I don't know if they're all B&Bs now or holiday lets or whether people actually live in these, but really remote. And yet, People everywhere hiking about. I try and avoid this time of year normally for my big hikes because I just have some kind of assumption that the weather's going to be like a punishing hammer from the sky and I'll die of heat stroke. But today I think it's only going to be about 18 degrees tops, which is a hot May really. I've had hotter in May and September, so I don't mind being out in this. But yeah, normally I try and avoid the big sort of classic summer holiday months, partly because it's just so busy. There's a lot of people about staycationing. Do you want me to tell you how COVID's going? All right, future person, although I suspect you may already know. So back here in 2021, we're just coming out of the end of the big lockdown thing. So was it July the 19th, I think, was the big D-Day for no more masks and we can all just do what we like, which has now come and passed. And the government's now not advising everyone to wear masks, although you probably really should. It's like, you don't have to wear masks, but you probably should. Basically, the government doesn't want to take any more responsibility for loss of earnings, for furlough and all the rest of it, so they're winding all that up and stepping back the advice. Although, the reading behind the sort of frantic eye movements from the chief medical officers on the podium next to the Prime Minister are usually more telling. So generally, you probably should be wearing a mask still, but it's okay not to if you don't want to. My new favourite catchphrase at the moment now is, if not now, when? About when it's over, or when it's safe. But everyone's raring to get back to normal, even though we're seeing a rise in cases comparable to the nightmarish February one. Although, to be fair, hospital admissions and deaths are basically flat at the moment, which everyone is taking to mean that the vaccination programme has worked, or is working. Loads of people are getting it again. Loads of people are catching COVID at the moment because, nobody's wearing masks anymore. But everyone's generally getting through it all right without dying because they've all had 2 vaccines. I think 75% of the UK population have had 2 jabs at this point. 85% have had at least 1. You're going to get diminishing returns at that point. You're going to get to a large hardcore of people who just don't want no vaccine because it's the government putting tracking devices in you so they can spread COVID through 5G. So, those are the ones that do tend to end up in hospital and have a terrible time with it. So I suppose there's a certain ironic justice to that. For God's sake, get vaccinated. That's science trying to save civilization. Try and give it a hand, will you? Anyway, that's my political message for the day out of the way, I'm sure. But everyone's talking about pingdemics is the thing at the moment. So we all got these contact tracing apps on our phones. I've got mine, although I don't generally point it at a QR code as often as I should. And you'll be walking around with effectively a time bomb in your pocket, which at any moment might go ping and tell you that you've got to stay at home for 10 days. And that seems to be going off more and more for more and more people at the moment. I think the last time I saw any notice about this, a couple of weeks ago, there was 700,000 people been told to go home and stay home because the pinging. This is after the whole government saying it's fine, we don't have to do any more lockdowns anymore. The pinging thing doesn't stop until the 19th of August, so there's a 1 month window in which you can go around and lick as many strangers as you like without wearing a mask. But if your phone goes ping in your pocket, you got to go home and stay home for 10 days. And that's happening with such frequency at the moment that it's starting to jeopardise food production, apparently. So everyone's talking about scaling back that app and making it not quite as vigorous. The poor app's doing exactly what we wanted it to do. It's pointing out when people might be at risk of getting COVID. It's what it represents that's the problem, I suppose. But there you go. So yeah, I drove down in my own car, so I didn't have to wear a mask. That was nice. But I wore a mask on the bus because it seems reasonable. We wore a mask in a petrol station when I got my bacon and egg sandwich this morning. I mean, I'm choosing to continue wearing masks in public places because it just seems like a sensible and reasonable thing to do. But many people are suddenly, the first opportunity they're allowed, they just ditch them, gone, nothing, back to normal. I don't think we're out of it yet. I think we're going to get bitten in the arse by it all before the end. Another hiker. Yeah, busy old bit on this trail. Lots of people coming backwards and forwards. I'm choosing not to show them to you because I don't like filming when people are around, but that's just a personal hang-up. Plus the release forms and the paperwork. So yeah, I'm going to sit in this field and chill for a bit longer. Try not to think about COVID unravelling our civilization. I think we're probably on our way out of it, but I don't know what we'll see in winter. We'll see September and November again. We'll see. Try to slow pan to avoid seasickness. Here we go. To be honest, 7 weeks in, I think it's probably a bit late to be worrying about motion sickness, motion sick camera work. Still, another week to go after this day. I'll try and weigh it in a bit if I can, if I remember. No good. Benching it. No plaque either. Bench of the unknown soldier, clearly. Check that out. That's what I wanted to show you while I at least use as a pretext for wheezing. Great forces are on the move. See, I don't know, is it school holidays? Typically. It's been a long time since I was at school holidays. But yeah, I think August they're off. So that's obviously some kind of, I don't know, just a really large family or a coincidental traffic jam on that one piece of hillside, or some kind of organised outing. Duke of Edinburgh, is that a thing now he's gone? I don't know, has it become the Duke of Sussex Award or Cornwall or whichever one? Who's the popular one? William, isn't it? Maybe it's a Duke of Cambridge Award now, I don't know. Or does the title get recycled? Maybe there'll be a new Duke of Edinburgh. There's a big seat. Can't leave it vacant too long, I suppose. Anyway, some kind of organised hill climbing going on over there. Going away from me, which is good. And not a misanthrope, I just seemed like one. Good. Here we are, on top. Oh, panning again, sorry. Still looks like I've hardly come any distance at all. Actually, this is on minus 0.5 zoom or something. Well, that helps a little bit. Yeah. I climb, I drop, I climb again. New hilltop. A little bit of a flat bit I'm going to savour. Look at this. This is an August site. Spring barley, I believe. Is it? Yes. Barley because of the wispy sections. It'll be used for beer production, probably. Vast amounts of lager. They throw a few hops in as well to give it a faint taste of beer, and then mostly it's made of this. Good. Oh, it's nice and still. I think these are my favourite conditions, actually. It's kind of overcast. Not actually raining, nowhere near threatening to rain, but keeping the sun's full majesty at bay. Do a little bit more of a breeze though, it's quite still. I can't remember if that means it's going to rain or it's not. I think you do need some wind for it to rain, don't they? It's all thermal layers and things. Big cushion of hot air, the top of which you can see on the bottom of those clouds. And colder air on the top, which is making the stuff condense into vapour. Science is amazing. More people should believe in it. Oh, people coming. Right, crack on. It's enough loafing. Lumpy old landscape here. And wildflowers and strange hillocks everywhere and depressions and bowls. I'd almost say it was quarrying, but I'm not sure anybody would want this. I mean, there are bands of limestone, I think. There was all that red mud stuff. Presumably that's why this headland's stayed up and the rest of it's decayed away. Yeah. This has the look of man-made earthworks. The hills are too steep, too sharp. Don't know. Something else I'll have to look at in a book guidebook or something when I get home. I am spectacularly ill-informed. You should probably find another tour guide. Yeah. Alright, down and through there, I think. Nice breeze up here now. It's good. Getting a spot of deja vu here. This valley looks very much like the last one. Maybe I'm going around a very small island. No, can't see the sun to work out what direction it is. Maybe I should ask that parasailer. Look at that. That's the way to do it, probably. Thought about bringing a drone or something, do my own second unit photography, but I just don't like them. They're a real pest on this kind of countryside. You can hear them from a mile off. Plus you need a license or something to fly ones that are big enough to carry any kind of reasonable camera gear. Can't actually hear him actually saying all that. Is he just gliding or is he powering as well? She, maybe? Can't tell. Nope, can't even focus on him. Moving very slowly. Probably the engine's off, I guess. Just drifting against the wind. Can't hear anything at all. Oh, maybe they haven't got a backpack fan. Maybe they are just gliding. Dragged up at speed off the back of a Land Rover or something and then just drifting. Cool. There we go. Western Mouth. Southern Mouth, 1.5. And then this. Red. The colour of stuff going to fall on me. Keep away from the rockfall at East End Beach. Actually, I'm not going on the beach, hopefully. It goes down there, but hopefully it comes back up and goes across that field up there. Yeah, gotta be wary, gotta be careful around these cliffs. They're quite fresh as geology goes. You can see whole bits of it where there is no greenery growing on it. That means stuff's basically fallen off in the last like 5 years or so. Some bit even more recent than that. Not that I'm trying to create a sense of self-induced panic or anything. I better get down there before it falls on me. I thought I was done wading across rivers. Not entirely sure where the path goes actually. It came down here and now don't know. Cross it and look on the other side, I suppose. Oh, here goes. Wish me luck. Okay, made it. Yeah, I need to be back up there somehow. Still nice to be on the beach. It's quite rare on this trip. I say beach. This awful shingle. No sand here. Still, people have trekked all the way out here to enjoy it. It's quite far from the nearest other place. Right, let's find another way up. Oh. So it's 1 o'clock. I'm making myself stop for a lunch break. Well, I say lunch, it's one of these vastly impractical sacks of crisps. Sharing. Of course, I didn't bring a peg or an elastic band or anything, so I'm probably going to have to horse the whole lot in one go. Still, the salt replenishment is quite welcome. I'm sweating a lot today. I'm regretting this thermal base layer, if I'm honest. This is generally why I don't do this in August. I can't tell if the humidity is actual humidity or me sweating a lot. So yeah, I don't know. Various estimates on how much and if there's going to be rain later, but I'm right at the moment. So that you can see, so you can see the underneath of that lumpy bumpy bit. And it is just a stack of limestone. So I imagine all that stuff on top was quarrying. That's probably quite desirable building material. It's a cave. There are caves around here, particularly around Beer. That would be going in them, but you might see a sign or two. I feel bad in a way. So I was flicking around on TV a month or two ago, looking for anything worth watching, and I stumbled across on Channel 5 Kate Humble's Coastal Walks, in which she then spent the next 40 minutes or a half hour or whatever doing basically the next leg but one from the one I'm doing at the moment, but coming the other way. And she basically spent half an hour showing us that she'd spent a day walking between just about the other side of Lyme Regis up to Beer Head. And she stopped to look at a microbrewery, and she went on a lobster fishing trip, and then she went on a tramway, the Seaton electric tramway, which I'll probably show you at some point. And she went and looked around inside the beer caves. And she looked very fresh as well, to be honest. I don't think she did all that in one day, frankly. But yeah, I'm willing to concede she's probably a lot better at this sort of thing than I am. Researchers, second unit, etc. Several days of filming. Whereas I don't really have the time to go and look at any interesting side things and wouldn't really know where they were if I did. So yeah, You get what you get with me. Yeah, they are sort of KFC flavoured, but probably no substitute for an actual KFC. Other fast food is available. I'm not making any money from any kind of sponsorship. It's just what I happened to grab in a hurry on the at the garage on the way here. I've been carrying it around with me. It's lunch, basically. I mean, things are much better for pubs in terms of pub lunches and pints of lemonade and stuff, although I'm not sure there's many on this route, this leg. But and plus I can't really drink because I'm driving home. But yeah, might see if I can find a pint of lemonade later. Things are much better in terms of they'll let you in now without, you know, making you stand at the far end of the garden and serve you at the end of one of them grabby stick things. But you still got to wear masks inside, I think, unless you're seated. But yeah, I've kind of gotten out of the habit of, you know, pub stop to pub stop. It's just hiking now for me, really. COVID's done that to me. It is nice not having to scope out campsites, though. I mean, I find myself sort of reflexively doing it anyway. Flat bits of grass, that'd do. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I could camp there. Yeah, that one would work. But no, just have to make it back to my car and then drive 2.5 hours home with tired feet, which might be a challenge all of itself, to be honest. But we'll see. Yeah. So I don't know what this weather's doing. It's definitely an overcast day now. I don't know if the rain is due later. We might get spits of it, I suppose. I don't mind. Like I say, I can get in a dry car and put the heater on when I finish this, so I don't have to worry about it. It's just the carryover that was the problem. Right, I'm going to stop filming and eat the rest of this bag of crisps that I foolhardily brought no way to seal. Mind you, it's not a lot in there. I only had 2 mouthfuls. Look how much space is in there. Mind you, that could just be the camera foreshortening it on doubles up and 0.5 zoom mode. Sure. Here we go, making good time now. This is my favourite bit, I think. These big upland flat bits. Good views inland. Pigs, I think. Unusual. Wiltshire normally, though. I suppose you can grow them anywhere. Saw a lot on the South Downs Way. And then, yeah, normally, good views out to sea. This hedge is a bit fierce, though. Yeah. Blimey, they do ravage the ground they're on, don't they? It's a dust bowl. Is it pigs that have no concept of full or satiated? They will just keep eating till they burst or something? Did I make that up? It's possible. I know I feel like that sometimes. I know they'll eat anything, which is why they're popular amongst serial killers. Digging wedding rings out of troughs and things. That went to a dark place. Let's carry on walking. Look, butterflies. Sheep, on the other hand, see, they just nibble a bit, move on, leaving it more or less okay. I think they've been recently sheared. It's been that time of year. Something I don't normally see out and about. Normally by the time I'm back out here, they started growing again. Their coats. Is that one a sheep as well, or is that a goat? I think it might just be a different coloured sheep. See, I'll tell you what, I bet that lot over there leave incredibly fertile soil behind after they've been moved to another field. It's probably a good treatment for crop fields. It's an enormous amount of pig shit and nitrates and what you like, whatever. I remember walking quite close past them on the South Downs Way, and you can really smell it. It's a real strong nitrate smell, you know. It's obviously good fertiliser. Alright, so I think we sort of go up and across there a bit. I think we're obviously skirting a inlet or something. But it seems moderately top-ish for quite a way. Should be good. What time is it? 1:30. Okay, good. Yeah, I've not even really been checking the map today. It's such a carefree day, this one. You know, don't have to be anywhere by any time. Just walk. Walk for the sheer joy of walking. That's what I'm doing today. It's nice. It's like going on holiday from being on holiday. It's quite pleasant. Ah, look at this. I mean, I can only describe what I'm doing now as meandering, to be honest. I'm just meandering along without a care in the world. I mean, I'm going through quite a complicated house move at the moment, and COVID is always a worry. But no, it's all fine. I mean, at some point in the not too distant future, the Andromeda Galaxy is going to collide with our own. I mean, God knows what's going to happen then. But no, look, just a green field. Not even raining on me. Meander, meander, meander. I'm developing a newfound respect for the people who just rock up with a tiny, tiny bag, shorts, t-shirt and flip-flops and just do a day and then go home, I could do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Mind you, I will say that probably isn't very practical to do for the whole coast path, because essentially it's 52 days worth on the 52-day itinerary. So basically, if you did every Sunday for a year, you could do it. You'd probably have done it more quickly than me with my occasional holidays. But I mean, it's just logistics is a problem. I reckon I'm probably going to spend 30 or 40 quid's worth of petrol just to get here and back today. And that's comparable to the train. I mean, the train ticket's about 50 quid each way, but you're not doing that for every single day. And then, driving halfway across the country every weekend and back is not terribly ecologically responsible either. And I'm getting away with it doing this because I'm relatively near to home now. But I mean, the bits down in Land's End and stuff, that's more like 4 or 5 hours worth of drive each way from my house, which really isn't practical. And then get 10 miles of hiking in on the same 24-hour day. So yeah, I think you do have to base yourself somewhere, make a holiday of it, practically speaking, unless you are just lucky enough to live really near to it all. So yeah, it's probably in September it'll be back onto the massive bag and belly aching the whole way. But today is a good day. I mean, ask me again when I hit the next set of steps, but live for the moment now. No, I'm sorry, that really is cheating. I don't know what they're doing. I'm trying to look at what that is over there. I think that might be Mewstone, Dartmouth. Right on the very end. Don't know. That was all a long time ago. Just trying to work out what that guy's doing. He's putting on some sort of jumpsuit. So he just sort of walks up past me. I've walked past him, nod, smile, hello, carry on. He's dumped a duffel bag on the ground, about the same sort of size as my week-long backpack. And inside looked like a whole load of kites and fabric and stuff and hard hats. And now he's doing up a jumpsuit. I think he's a parasailer. And he looked to be about 70 odd. It's brilliant. I wish I'd had the confidence to just stop and ask him what the hell's going on there. But hey ho, dangerous strangers on a trail and all that. These cows are enormous, by the way. They're growing big here. Part of me wants to just sort of dawdle around and see if he throws himself off a cliff with a parachute on, but I suppose I ought to crack on. Yeah, look, you don't wear a hard hat if you're just flying a kite. I think he's either abseiling or he's going to propel himself aloft, which is awesome. But I can't stand here looking at him from the distance. That just looks weird. Brilliant. A lot of red admirals about today. No butterflies. The black edged ones with the red centres. That's blue spots. I'm trying to film one for you, but they're devilishly flighty blighters. Keep flying off. Oh, I can see one there actually. So I can zoom. See if my 10 times is any good for macro stuff. No, you're just looking at a random bit of hedge there. In the middle, there you go. That's maximum zoomage. If I get any closer, he's going to take to the skies. He, she, I can't tell the difference. They do even sex a butterfly. They all look quite feminine. Yeah, a lot of those about. And the white ones. I want to say Cabbage Patch Kids, but that's probably not right. Something to do with cabbages. Yeah, it's just nice. Nice being out in the summer. I mean, I go out on little local hikes in the summer as well sometimes, but on the coast path in the summer, quite unusual for me. Or a spring and autumn hiker, me. Just keep looking over my shoulder to see if like the Birdman of Branscombe there has taken to the skies. I mean, if that's what that was. He had a calm, competent, I know what I'm doing and I've done this lots before feel about it, look about him, you know, so I didn't want to intervene and go, my God, what are you doing, you madman? So, you know, or just stand there with the the camera pointed at him going, in your own time, mate. You know, so and it's an etiquette nightmare, frankly. Nothing in life's prepared me for that scenario. But that does explain why those cars were there, because obviously, you know, I've got some footage and you've seen, you and I have both seen previous parasailers drifting above the coast path earlier in the day. I think that might be where they were launching and basing from. A couple of cars there, one drove off as I was approaching, so is he done for the day? Maybe it's a little club or something. But yeah, I can't see anything from here because there's too much shrubbery in the way. Interestingly enough, I did peek over the edge a bit and there's a whole load of like houses and little huts and things down there. Not houses, tiny cottages, beach huts sort of thing, static caravan almost. It's like a small community down there. I wonder if there's some sort of special laws about the foreshore, you know, if anything you can perch a static caravan on down there is yours to keep, I don't know. But bear in mind this stuff does crumble quite a lot in heavy rains. Not sure I'd want to build anything down there. Alright, I'm going to go and startle some more butterflies. Oh, here's one. A bit nearer. There we go. One for you lepidopterists out there. Is that the word? I think it is. It's just out there. Should I make a little loud bang noise to make it take off? No, that seems mean. I've got to walk past it anyway. It's probably going to freak out when I do that. Cool. Scenic bench. I'm making good time, which is the one thing I categorically told myself I mustn't do today. I don't even know what that is actually, looking at that. I think the word Branscombe I've seen. That's, I don't know, some sort of cliffside holiday camp, commune, anarcho-syndicalist commune, I don't know, yeah. Just, maybe it's a, maybe it used to be a caravan park and it used to be up there. Who knows? I need to find that. I'm going to have to dig the map out for this, I think. Go on, out you come. Nice svelte, slimline day bag. So what are we on? Probably not on Lyme Regis yet. Branscombe, maybe Branscombe. Gonna have to go in for a closer look. Nope, done that one. Sidmouth, is it on the other side? It's Budley Salterton. Is this a double-sided one? No. Okay, maybe it is the other one then. But then, oh, I don't know, what am I looking at? It's probably over here somewhere then. Oh, and map reading's gone to hell. I think I might... Berry Camp 4, I think I went through there. That might have been where the Birdman was. Yeah, and then I went down all here, and then I've been through this lot of woods. Now, here I think. Branscombe Mouth. So that is actually on the next map. Oh, that was exciting. I was too miserable and wet to look at the photos last time. What have we got here? Got some boats on a beach. Yeah, probably been there. I mean, by very definition, I've been everywhere that is coastal, that is Devon and Cornwall. More or less. Okay, so we've got the other one. Oh, that's much nicer. I like that one. Some guys out in a boat. I thought you brought the oars. Dying slowly in the sunlight. Oh, I've gone to the dark place again. Got to stop that. Actually, I'm enjoying myself as well, so I don't know where that's all coming from. Right, so let's have a look. Map folding. Are you there somewhere? Yeah, I think so. just a little bunch of rectangles. Hasn't got a name or anything. Hook'em Beach. Mind you, around the end of that headland then is Beer Head. That's Beer Head, I think, sticking out on the very end. Which means I'm basically done. It's got like into Beer and then to Seaton, where my car is. Where's my car currently? I'm not sure I should be showing you, but by the time you're watching this, my car will be gone, so that's okay. Nobody should be able to watch this and steal it. It's in that P there. Yeah. Next to the electric tram railway station thing, which goes all up into the estuary, lots of bird watching stops and whatnot. Yeah. Blimey, what's that? 2 kilometres? Each of these is a kilometre, I think, this scale. Yeah, really not much more to do today. Well, that's fine. Going to try and dawdle a bit. Where's there a pub? I need a pub. I don't need lemonade today. Probably beer. Amusingly enough. Do you think they do beer? I actually came through there on the bus on the way from Seaton to Sidmouth, and there was a pub there. But then I'd be so close to the end, I might as well keep going, you know. Oh, God. Somebody teach me how to relax. Alright, get that. Alright, I can go away. I really didn't need the maps today. To be honest, I don't need the maps much at all on the face card. There's a couple of places where the signage gets a bit sparse and you have to verify things, but on the whole, you just follow the acorns and the big groove in the grass. Splendid. I've not even been rained on today. Grasshoppers. Probably can't hear that. I've got the fluffy thing on the microphone now, force of habit now. Probably didn't even need that today. Ah. Good, not even tired, not even thirsty. Just keep on going down. I might have a bit of a rest halfway up that incline. What if they got ice cream down there? Doesn't matter if they don't, it's all good. There we go. Happy now. Rum and raisin, of course. Also got a can of lemon Fanta. It's good enough. There we go, here's some stuff. There you go, press pause for more information. Good, because I'm bored now. No, I remember that actually. That's the anchor from it. MS Napoli. I remember it being on the news, 2007. And basically, this entire beach was completely covered in like 2x4 planking, driftwood, new timber. And there was like chaotic scenes of people wheeling away brand new BMW motorbikes out of containers and stuff. Off on the Rob. It was brilliant. Absolute chaos, mayhem. British at their best. It's all tidy now though, got rid of it all, cleaned it up, just the anchor remains. Alright, I'm going to have my ice cream and then head on up that hill. There's no dignified way to eat ice cream with a moustache, you just got to get right in there. Fortunately, rum and raisin is quite similar to the actual colour of my moustache hair. Yeah, it's going to have to go, isn't it? Good. Yeah, 1 2/3 to beer. Oh, you're now leaving Precarious Heights Caravan Park. Rather you than me. That's quite cool. Big old hunk of rock held in place by a tree. Possibly. Erosion. Almost looks cemented. I mean, it just looks really crumbly. Geological strata. Lots of fossils around here. That was something else Kate Humble managed to find time for on her day's hike of 15 miles. Good half hour on the beach with a fossil expert. I'm a terrible guide. surprisingly hard going. Sort of twisty, turny landscape of ancient landslides, trees and bracken all over it. Up and round, in and out, roundabout. There's people wandering about in it as well. This is quite striking though. Look at that. It's almost perfect right angle on the end. It's like a whole block. Clearly evidence of alien visitors. It's probably a machine for making air. Well, you never know, you might need a backup. So I'll wait for some of these slow coaches to push on up out of the way without giving away that I'm quite a slow coach as well. Oh, that looks quite smudgy. Now, let me just rub your eyes with my shirt. Out. Seems less smudgy. Good. Distantly receding voices. So that goes up to the top. I can just see some tiny, tiny family. Maybe it's the tiny family from before. Ascending a path up there. I think that might then put me on Beer Head. Around the corner for our final vista of the day. Very short week this week. Or a long week, depending on how you measure these things. Technically still week 7, yeah. Right, I'm going to go and sneak up behind some people. Try not to freak them out. Quite windy up here. I got my hand cupped over the microphone, but I don't know if that helps or not. Yeah, that last one was a bit of a killer. And it was a bit of a log jam. There was people behind me, people in front. Every bench on the way up was occupied. So I had to put on the, had to brave it out, tough it out and just keep going. Whew. I don't know if I've twinged on my legs or not. Thigh, perhaps. Should be right. The car's down there, you can basically see it now. Yeah, that's Seaton down there. Marine Parade, etc. Just need to get down there, retrieve the car. It's about 2 miles away, I'd say. A bit wobbly with the wind. Focus. Some sort of old Coast Guard hut thing on the top there. If I can make the zoom happen. Only the path didn't go along the top, it went along all the landslide, scree, foresty bit. All very confusing. Still, from the look of it, home sailing all the way back down to the car. Might be a little miniature down and up in between here and there, but largely I'm in a high place and I'm getting to a low place, which is good. That there is Beer Head, I think. Beer itself, over the hill. So I'll pass through that before I get to Seaton. So probably there is another down and up, down to the village of Beer and back up again, but that's all right. It's time. It's 3:30. I don't feel like there's going to be any rain. Still, who knows? So a fantastically refreshing cool wind up here, so I'm just going to sit and well, I'm not wet anymore, my back particularly. Ew. And then move on. So many people. Very popular spot. I can see why. So, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to try an extreme zoom. So that is all September's problem, all along there. Landslips and all. Lyme Regis is somewhere along there, and the border to Dorset. I'm not sure I can make out where specifically. It goes along, and it goes all flat, and you think, oh, that's not through the sea. But if you keep going, that's Portland, the Isle of Portland, Portland Bill, etc. So that, Chesil Beach along there, which is going to be something to see when we get there. 21-mile long stretch of shingle forming a lagoon. Unfortunately, the coast path doesn't actually go along the Chesil Beach shingle itself. It goes inland around the inner edge of the lagoon, but because I don't relish the idea, frankly, of trudging along 21 miles of uneven shingle stone and presumably having to camp somewhere along it. And then Portland on the end, it's like a sticky outy island. Doing this now because this is probably the best view of it we'll get until we get on to next week, but that's an optional part of the coast path. I can, if I so choose, just cut straight across there and carry on off to Weymouth and then on beyond the horizon, but I think I'll do it. I think I'll try and do it. The 100 miles 7 day includes the Portland bit, so I want to go around it. It's probably about a day's worth, maybe less. We'll see. But I tell you what, I definitely need to get into training for September, so from this week onwards I'm going to be doing something 10 mile-ish every Sunday up until then, just to get back into it and possibly start running again. I think I need it. A little bit. These crowds, my God, there's more people coming still. It's not an organised thing, is it? Try and let them disperse a bit. Look, a campsite that I don't have to worry about. Oh, this is the life. Luxury. Right, up there and into beer. So, meander back down the bay and towards Seaton. All good stuff. So this is beer. Another pebbly beach. Almost feel like I need to buy some beer in beer, but that would be too obvious. Plus I'm driving home, so you know, I might just buy some lemonade in beer. Ha! See what they like that. They'll run me out of town probably. And then it's up and through up there, on round to Seaton, I suppose. Beer sailing club. Every slide around here it just keeps giving. I'm so easily amused. Charming. Ha! You betrayed yourself. There are steep steps, are there? Right. There we go. Just over the top of there and probably all the way back down to the destination. No, nothing really to add or say here. I just need an excuse to stop for a bit. It's quite a climb. I still got it, just about. I can certainly have it more effectively. So yeah, more hiking and running between now and September, definitely. Still made it, more or less. But yeah, let's not count the crows. Anything can happen in the next mile and a half. That was a good sight though. Probably rock up there about 5:30 or so. Not a bad day. And a leisurely drive home. Might sit around in a cafe down there for a bit, let my back dry before sitting in a car seat. Surplus information for you there. Classic me. So just when I think I'm done, well, a confusing sign for a start. I come from that one, so that's obviously not the one to go through. But then you got this. Coast path, Seaton seafront, 1/4 mile via Seaton Whole Beach. The sign down here. Please note the route to Seaton via the beach is not accessible at high tides. I have no idea what the tides are today. I could look them up, I suppose. The road through to Seaton is permanently closed 200 metres ahead due to major cliff falls. To follow the inland alternative route, turn left into Old Beer Road, which I guess is the Little Acorn up there somewhere. Because I guess if you keep going up that way, the road just sort of drops off into the sea or something. So I don't know. So I want to trudge along a shingly beach, which is, you know, always an invitation to a twisted ankle, or head inland for who knows how far. Well, I'm not a huge fan of beaches in and of themselves, I have to say, so I think I'll probably just go for the inland route. Actually, is there a map there? That might help. I've got a map in my bag, but I can't bother to debag at the moment. Right. So Esplanade, Old Beer Road, Picnic Site, Chine Beer Road, Cliff Gardens. No, I don't know. Okay, let's go inland a bit then. Don't want to risk it with tide times. Enough of that nonsense at the that's hardly out of the way at all. Another hill, I expect, but there you go. The Clinton Way. I could make all sorts of jokes about that, but I'm too tired, really. Looks like I made the right call anyway. Bit of a trudge along a dull main road up on top there, but it had a pavement, it was alright. But that does look like high tide to me. I'm pretty sure the path goes round the bottom of those rocks. I mean, it might come in somewhere along those red bits, but anyway, either way, it's like devilishly unpleasant going. Not a fan of shingle in the best of times, so and of course the whole lot falls away at a moment's notice anyway. So yeah, so now look, promenade all the way back. This is essentially just a seafront promenade connecting all the way to the centre. And from there I just go up another street, along another street, and I'm at the car, which is good. A lot of beach huts here, look. Lovely. Not a beach to be hutting on, I wouldn't have thought, but I don't know where the nearest sandy beach is, probably all the way back at mouth of the Exe, Dawlish Warren, that sort of thing. I don't know about that way, long way. So you take the beach you're given. Paddle boarding, still a thing. Alright, gonna meander for a bit. Could do with a coffee right now, actually. And here we are. Seaton Marine Parade Square, Esplanade, whatever. Useful looking cafe there too. Oh, yeah, that was a good day. See, I keep good my promises, I make it up. Done my homework, I can now approach September, which is basically that bloody great hill there, and 100 miles beyond, with a clear conscience. Good to go. Yeah, definitely need to toughen up a bit though. I think I've let it go over summer, so that's going to be a problem if I don't get some running on and do a bit more hiking on Sundays. Because it's the big one, it's the big finale, the final push, 100 miles, 7 days. 7, yeah. And, well, we'll see. That's good. Gonna sit here until my back dries before I get in my car. And, well, I hope my car's still there actually, been set on fire. I think it's fine, it's a nice looking town. I don't think they set fire to people's cars there. Yeah, good. Well, as usual, thank you for keeping me company in my insanity, and I shall probably see you again in about 6 weeks, plus some post-processing and publishing time. Until then, see you next time.